in the YouTube
It's live.
thing.
You're live.
Hi, guys.
Hello, beautiful people. Let me just get this bad boy going.
We did it.
We did it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. Folks, thank you so much for your patience. We just had a little technical difficulty, as oftentimes happens. Yes, we're about 20 minutes behind. No big deal, though. We could not get Anna's mic to work, so it had to be like...
It's my fault. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. It's always a tech issue and I've upgraded the tech on my end, so I didn't know if it was me, and she didn't know if it was her, and we just did some get off, get on, get off, get on.
Can you see me moving?
Yes, I can see you moving.
Okay. Can you see me moving?
That everyone can hear you beautifully. So if you're watching and you can hear us clearly and you can see us clearly, just say clear. Just type clear in, and we can proceed with our day/night.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It is so hot here today. Like, so hot.
All right. So I can hear you and I can see you. So hopefully.
All right, we'll just go with that. Okay. Janine Murphy says clear. The sacred in everyday seeing, not clear.
Okay, now I can see the chat too.
Clear.
Awesome.
I might turn down our mics. You can hear and see both. A little crackly, so I'm going to try and turn down the mics just a little bit. Because I think they're both on medium. They're both on medium. It's a little crackly.
Let me see. Let's see. Let me see if I can do something on my end.
It's probably me that's crackly. For some reason, it's always me. I think I've got a lot of... it's always me. It's always me that's crackly.
I can't do anything from my end.
Hang on. I'll get my ear back.
Sorry. So who's on? Let's see. Hi, Christina D. Hi, Norse Pagan Tarot Witch.
All right, I'm going to try. I've never actually used the earbuds for my iPhone, but my other ones are actually in the bedroom with my sleeping baby. So
you always leave them in there.
Well, she sleeps in my bedroom during the day because the air conditioning is better and her room is so hot.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So they're actually in my room. She's in my room asleep, not in her usual room. Okay. I'm sure there is no grand how-to for this. Right and left. Hang on. So right, yeah. Right, left.
Okay. So I'm just gonna make sure. Is there enough light here? I'm gonna be showing cards. I'm in the dark, folks. It's nighttime here, so those of you in the US will understand. I have my little wine here. Wine time for me.
Yes, no? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fabulous. Okay, is it nice and clear? Okay.
I can hear you.
All right, fabulous, fabulous. All right, that is the best that I can do. Other than that, I'm not turning off the fan. I think the fan might be what is setting off the crackling noise, but without that fan, I will shrivel up and die. So that is what's going on there. Yes, but it's
all right.
quiet. Okay, I'll try and turn my mic up a little bit. Wow, it's technical difficulties galore here. Is that a little bit better? I've adjusted the mic. I've adjusted the mic on my side at least. And hopefully that works
a little bit crackly. Even I can hear the crackle a little bit. I don't know if it'll still be crackly in the replay, but since we had so many difficulties going on, I'm a little nervous to restart it in case it just won't work again.
Okay, well, let's start.
All right. So do you want to do it or should I take it away?
All right, so with all of that said and done, let's just introduce the evening. So we are here, creators of Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. I've got Anna, the illustrator, and I'm Avalon, in case you're watching this for the very first time. And we will be showcasing the death card. I just love saying it. We're showcasing death today. We're showcasing death, as was penned out, inked out at our last hangout, our last live hangout 2 weeks ago. And so since then, Anna has gone and put her flourishes on it. As soon as that hangout had completed, we stayed on and we started to talk. And as we started to talk, we started to vision some extra little bits and pieces. So there'll be some little tidbits there that you were not privy to. And so that will be injected into this death card. So Anna, take it away.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to move my computer a little bit so I can get a little bit more light on and see how. Okay. So if you were on the last Google Hangout, we started off with, so we had a body, a dead person, and we decided to incorporate a couple of elements to show it, the soul kind of leaving the body, and bring in some of the bonestone idea from the deck, right? So this is the reveal for the death card. I'm gonna hold it like, okay, so I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna try and hold it as steady as I can. So the death card, folks, and the idea is you have the figure, right? We wanted to make the figure androgynous, so you can't really tell if it's a male or a female. The body itself is releasing this flock of ravens that are emerging from within, and that's a depiction of the soul that's kind of coming out. And there's the idea that it's transforming. It's the skull is almost like it's embracing the spirit, right? That's death itself that's taking it in. And so, like I mentioned before, the skull, I put it in there with the idea that it's a link to the Bonestone, but it's not made out of bone. There's like it's eluded, right? The one element that we did incorporate after the chat, we incorporated the roots. So I'm going to bring the roots in. I'm just going to bring it a little closer. So the roots are digging into the ground. They're connected to it. And it's this idea that that's that part of us that kind of wants to stay, right? We're rooted into the life itself. But at the same time, there is a little bit of stuff going on here. So there are some symbols that we put in. They are kind of inside the roots. And we tried to make them, we're not hiding them, but at the same time, we're kind of making you work for it. So we have the Ouroboros. I can't pronounce that very well in there. The Pluto symbol. We have the infinity and the Scorpio symbol in there. So they're all linking to this idea of death and the spirit kind of coming out. So this is what we came up with. I'm going to go a little bit closer. You can see the ravens. And Avalon, we were discussing colors, and we wanted to incorporate the green on the clothing to kind of link it into the nature aspect of it. Am I missing something?
No, that's perfect. That is perfect. That is perfect. What a perfect reveal.
Okay.
And so I think that it's important to just readdress this right now. Bonestone and earth flesh is a very primeval concept. It's dead things, it's living things, it's gods, it's primal self. It's the inner divinity inside each and every person, animal, place, thing. So it's animistic in its way, and everything is so just rooted in this powerful aspect of nature and the primal world. And so that's exactly what the construct of the tarot was. So we're trying to weave those elements, those primal elements in, and without placing great emphasis on things like gender necessarily or culture necessarily, although there is an infusion of gender, there's an infusion of culture, there's an infusion of myth, there's an infusion of legend, and without it being in your face and specifically that. So we're pulling inspiration from so many different places to create this wonderful world of Bonestone and earth flesh that is just dynamic and ancient, and yet has such a link to the wild inside the modern person as they stand in this day and age. So that death card rocks my world.
Glad you like that. I want you to like all of them. That's the whole point. I want you to love all of them, to like hug them and go to bed with them, you know.
I said to my husband who's a Scorpio, by the way, and he's very open-minded and he's just an awesome individual. I said, "Look at my death," and he's just like, he's a bit puzzled. He's a bit puzzled with my house. I'm like, "Look at my death! Look at my death!" And he's like, "What am I looking at? What's dead?" And I said, "My death card! Look at it! Look at it!" And he's like, "Oh, that's really creepy." And I went, oh my gosh, so it's beautiful. It's that lovely uprooting. I love the uprooting of it. I love the explosion of the soul into Raven, because Raven is such a totem that is linked to magic and creation. And oh my gosh, like the Raven, the death bird. God, stop it with your bad self.
I forgot one other thing. We had like the salt flats as a background on the ground. We wanted like a very dry, a dry looking area, and also like the sunset. So the sunset is also symbolic. So we put a lot of slight symbols in there.
We did. The salt flats were really interesting because we were talking about an arid landscape, and Anna was talking about how she is familiar with some salt flats around her region, and she's in the north and she's in the States. And for me, oh, F word, hang on. Sorry, I heard that. And for me, the arid landscape in Australia is crimson, it's red. Like the dirt, the bottoms of dried up riverbeds, they're like this deep orange, like a really deep orange and very fine dust. And so we wanted a setting sun, and so that deep orange wouldn't have looked great at all. So when she showed me images of the salt flats near her, I went, yes, like that's exactly what it needs to be, because it needs to be, it needs to have a different color and a different gradient to it to make sure that sky really popped. So that's what we have there.
Awesome. And I also have other things for you. So we discussed a little bit about the Fool card.
Yeah.
On that same conversation, right? So after we got off our Google, we kind of went a little wild there. So
we did.
we got the Fool card. So I'm gonna show you actually what I'm going to do, Avalon. I'm going to show the images, but I'm actually going to email you. I want to email you also the JPEG so you can actually look at them better, because I don't know how they're going to come out on the.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you can see them, but you'll be able to see them.
We had a really nice activating chat, and after we finished our other session, and she's, it just evolved out of, we talked about the roots, and I'm like, I just wanted to have some sort of rooting to the natural world. It wasn't necessarily roots, but then it ended up being roots, right? And so we ended up putting the roots in, and then we just started with what should we work on next, and I'm like, I don't know, I've got a bit of an idea for the Fool. And she's like, oh, what kind of idea have you got? And next minute, I was in the midst of explaining the world of the Fool to her. And she's like, oh, yeah, get it this way. And she was just doing her thing, and I was doing my thing. And I'm like, oh, look at that. Just 2 cards in one session. How about that?
It happens that way. So that's the good part, right?
Oh, that's the flow. That's the flow.
So I'm sending you the sketches right now. I'm emailing them. And then I'm also going to show you here, but I figured, okay, so we talked about the Fool being in this world where he can kind of enter a different state of mind, right? So we were going to show that besides, he's not going to be jumping off a cliff. So
no, it's not right, a Fool.
We're staying off of that, but we want to keep the idea that he's actually going towards something new and possibly magical.
Yes.
You know, a little dangerous, maybe.
A little danger. The idea, the inspiration behind the Fool is the spirit in search of the experience, the sacred seed, the seeker, the unraveling spirit. That spirit that is hungry for experience, it's hungry for opportunity, it's hungry for magic, for that, you know, the adventure of life, essentially. And so we wanted that spirit in search of experience aspect. And
all right. So I'm going to show you the first sketch. This is what you taught. I can't speak. The wine's getting to me. This is what you want in terms of, all right, so I'll explain. So here, can you see it?
yes.
So we have the Fool that's hanging off a tree. And this line here is separating, because his head, right, is where his head is entering. It's separating the world, the one that he's in, coming from, and the one he's going into. So I'm gonna bring it. I also sent you the email, so you should get it.
I'm gonna open it now. How about that? How about them apples?
Okay. So I'm just gonna walk through it. Let me know when you open it and you look at it, so I'll go at the same time. In any case, there's a couple of little elements that I put in. So you have the tree. So the way I was thinking about this is the way to do the two worlds, the two separation of the worlds would be in different colors, right? So they'll be dominant in different ways. The portion that is the other world, I guess, would be more mysterious, and you'd have the tree where you can see like there's a face. The tree is like its own entity. You have fairies flying out. There's like little elves and gnomes, and there's like this woodland figure here that's kind of walking in. So it's very like mystical, fae kind of world. But at the same time, he's like dangling from the tree. So he's not fully in it. He's just glimpsing it.
Yes, that's exactly right. I can't open those images. They're in this. It's saying that it's in CPEG, so I don't know what that is.
You can't open it?
No. Yes, it's in a. You usually send it to me in a particular format, and it's not in the format that you usually send it. So I'm not sure.
Okay,
that's all right.
But anyway, I'll go through them and then I'll resend them if any. All right, so stemming from this, as I was working on this, once I finished this one, I was thinking to keep that idea, but then kind of move it a little and see what will come out of it. So I decided to go vertically and like almost like you split screen. And you have this massive tree.
Oh my gosh.
And you can see the figure of a woman, but she has this like curiosity, like she wants to go in. She's peeking in, she's looking in. And you have, there's like a little, on the opposite side, so this would be the fairy side or the other world side. You have a little fairy sitting on a branch here with a spear in her hand, almost like she's, I'm sorry if it's shaky. It's my hands, folks.
No, that's fine. I can
you can see the little fairy at the top. There's butterflies around. There's a fairy kind of peeking through, looking at the person, like she's kind of holding on to the tree. There's a little gnome right here. So this would be present or, you know, real life, this is where she's going. And I wanted to really bring in this massive, like this almost magical tree, almost like a portal.
I like it.
And then I went a little further. Okay. So I zoomed in. I zoomed into the portal. So this is a different angle, kind of.
Oh my gosh.
She's actually, you're closer. You can actually see almost what she's seeing. So what I was thinking is to put inside this hollow here, almost like, I'm thinking, you could put anything. It can be either bright light, like the opposite, like everything here would be dark. So it'd be, you can't distinguish it. She can see what's in there, but you can't really see. So it's almost like, it's a little tricky, like you can't really get all the information yet. So, or I was thinking including like a starry, like a nebula or that type of an effect.
I like the nebula idea. I like
Let me
it.
show you. I think I did a painting with a nebula. Hold on a sec. Let me look for it. I can find it. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Now I don't know where I put it. Oh well. There's like a painting I have, and there's like it has like a nebula or inside it.
I like
it. The stars, like blue and pink and like stars. So
Yes,
there's a
like
very different idea of what's going on, right? So again, this one doesn't have the fairies and the elements, but it does have this focus on the magical world, and you can actually see more of it's a little bit more intriguing, I would say, in the sense that you can sense her curiosity more because it's more zoomed into her.
That's exactly right. I'm liking that one. I like that idea. You know what? I can't discern because I like all three of them.
Wait, because I have one more, so you can.
Oh my god!
All right, the last one is she's looking at you, so it's almost like she's looking into the earth, but there's like these are like flowers, like everything that's around. So this is a hole. You can kind of see this. You can see the sky, but you're inside this hole, so you're looking up at her. She's looking inside of you, and also there's like this.
Oh my gosh.
The earth. You can see the grass around, and the concept was that the viewer is in that world, right? So you, the person reading the card, the fool is looking at you in a way, and you're looking at the fool. So I wanted to form like a little bit of a connection between those two, because usually kind of flying off that mountain, and there's no link between you and that fool. He's always facing sideways, most cases. So
he is, yeah.
So there's a little bit of there's different ways that you can kind of do that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? I already know. I know what I feel like. I already know what I like. Because, and it came to me when you showed it to me, the one with the full tree, right?
Yeah.
I like that one for two reasons. One, it's a beautiful image, and it's a great
one. Which one?
The half one, the half and half, but vertical half and half. So the second one. The second one. Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why I like that one the most is because you start with a tree and then you end the major arcana with a tree as well. Only the whole experience is a little bit different. So I like that one. I like going into the tree, and I could almost see the emerging from the tree in the world tree, essentially.
Yeah.
So that would be a nice little completion aspect. However, there's elements of all that I would like to just pick out and then put them all in. So let's work on that.
Okay.
But I think until I can get those, till I can get the actual images, should we move to our creation card?
Sure.
I think so. and then we can work on that fool and reveal it. We can work on the fool and reveal it. Yay! All right. Hang on, I'm losing all my chats. And my sound sounds funny too as well, but that's fine. Alrighty. Ugh. Clickety click. Raise your energy. It's so hot here. I can't do anything with my hair except for like fight with it. Fighting for the internal aspects of myself. Alright, so we are going to do, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh yeah, that's right.
Magician.
We're doing the magician. We're going to do the magician card. Let me type it out. No, I'm not going to because I'm saying it and that's fine. The magician. Oh my gosh. All right, let's say hello to some people though, because there's some people here. We have got, have you said hello to some people?
Yeah, I have.
Christina D, Lizzie, Soren, ooh, She-Wolf, Amy, Janine, The Sacred and Everyday, Lil, Alicia, Veronica. Who else? Raven Song. Hi, Raven Song. Beautiful. Edie. Hello, Edie. The Ethereal Frequency. Hello, gorgeous. My sister's here, everyone. As per usual, hi, Adriana. Yasmin. Oh, Kristen. How you going, Kristen? Willow. Right, Molly Ann. I think we've got everyone. Melissa. Alora. Gosh, lots and lots of peeps. All right, so let us do our thing. We're going to tackle the magician card. The magician is, oh my gosh, the fool is the 0 card. The magician is the first card. So it's the card that takes an actual numeric form, so to speak, and it's exciting. The magician has mastery over the elements. You know what? I'm just going to drag some stuff over to me. One of my tarot books that is on the floor because I've been doing a lot of tarot work. So let's just do this little basic. I've got the major arcana. This is a comprehensive book. If anyone's looking for a really great tarot book, I highly recommend Tarot Wisdom. I love 78 Degrees of Wisdom, but it's very traditional, and Tarot Wisdom is a little bit more all-encompassing, and it's a nice big book as well. All right.
Okay.
So let's have a look at this. Is there anything that's popping out to me? Not necessarily. So I think for me personally, without actually reading anything in here, I think for me personally, the Fool goes from the spirit in search of experience to mastery over the 4 elements. Like, it's the potential for magic. That's what the magician represents to me, is that, you know, infinite and vast potential, the reign over all elements, and that connection with, you know, the divine, that magical divine, in a very different way to that, say, of the Hierophant. His magic is much more action magic, as opposed to, you know, internal wisdom or the, you know, the conceiving of magic. So it's not so much in the mental aspect, it's in the physical aspect of creation and the reign over the 4 elements. So traditionally speaking, of course, we look at, and now I really wish that I had a rider deck here. I know I've got a rider deck, but it's, stop it with your bad self. Hang on. I think I've got images in here. I will have some images in here that I'll be able to show you. Okay, so here are some of the images, traditionally speaking, of the magician. Mm-hmm. I can assure you our magician is not going to look like anything like this, but this is the rider description. This is the Rider-Waite-Smith description. And so you can see infinity symbol traditionally speaking. And he's got a representation of all of the 4 elements there. So earth, air, fire, water. And his hand is up, directing with the wand, and then dragging it down. So dragging it down. Now what I wanted to get, because I can't remember it off the top of my head, it might be in Phantasmagoria. This is Phantasmagoria by Ian Daniels. Even though I'm not doing a vampire deck, this goes to show that Phantasmagoria, which is the companion book to the Tarot of the Vampires, is one of the best tarot resources in the history of the world. Okay.
So,
Zodiac.
is that, do you specifically show him mastering all the elements?
Yes. Yeah. I kind of see him in my head already. And it is a him. I see him in my head specifically. Okay, so what I was looking for was that planetary association. So he's ruled by Mercury. And that's all I needed to know. And so that's exciting. So this is my, oh my gosh. I'm a child of mythology and I adore Lord of the Rings. I'm just going to say that out loud. So I guess which direction I'm going here.
Lord of the Rings.
His name is Gandalf, people.
Oh, I love him. He's very nice.
I see the magician as, and to be truthful, I can't clearly see the backdrop because part of me sees him indoors, part of me sees him outdoors. Indoors, he's in a candlelit room full of like books and scriptures and jars and like an apothecary sort of thing in the background, and he's sitting at the table, and you only have a half vision of him, and in the middle of his hands he has a mystical, and this is doing these ones as a mystical orb. The staff is behind, leaning on something. The eyes are prominent and aged, and he's got that beautiful beard and that beautiful hair and that wisdom, and he's effortlessly playing, but he enjoys his creation. And so he's like granddad wizard with this awesome ball of creative energy. Now, I'm not quite sure what that ball encompasses. Does it encompass representations of the 4 elements, maybe a little bit of fire, maybe like a little bit of water, or does it encompass something much more energetic? Does it encompass symbolism? All I see is blue. All I see is blue.
Okay. Do you want to focus on more on his expression? Like, okay, so like, because you have a limited amount of space, the further away he's going to be, the less, I guess, connection will be. If you want to focus more, so if you're interested in what he's doing with his hands and the manipulation of this thing that he's doing, you might need almost like a close-up shot like this.
That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking a half body, quite close up. And for the background, for just not to be necessarily in focus, but just to show that he's essentially in a room. There's a few little, it's more shadowed than like it's a full illumination in the background. So imagine my shelves, but you can't really see my shelves.
We'll use your backdrop.
Here's my backdrop with more books on it. With just a few more books, a few little you could use curios in every way, but that's not the focal point. That would be, I would be here, he would be here, and doing these ones, and that would be all in the dark. Maybe just a soft candle light to illuminate the pictures. So
okay. I have well, what if what he's holding in what he's doing with his hands is actually he's manipulating the energy, but at the same time he's releasing it in that form. Like, okay, so I've seen like a lot of globes and stuff like that done with the magician. So I wonder if we can do something that will be a little, like, still maintain the idea that he's creating this, but at the same time put, you know, put something new to it. So what if what he's holding, what if he's actually manipulating is actually, like, if you had like a caged being, and like if it's a, you know, an elemental, right? And instead of it being caged, he's releasing it. Like he's releasing this elemental being. Hold on, I can't hear you.
He's releasing a dragon.
Like a fire being, you know what I mean? Like a,
yeah, he's releasing a dragon, a baby dragon.
Baby dragon out of fire.
Oh my gosh! Can you hear me okay, Anna? Because I've unplugged.
I can hear you now. For some reason, it was muted. But yeah. So instead of, like, you know, like he can do, but the idea of him having the power over these elements and actually releasing them, like having the positive, you know, he's not really caging them, he's giving them freedom. That would be something.
What if it is an actual egg suspended in his little blue mist, and he's sort of nurturing like a little bit of a birth, like he's assisting. That would work. See, because I think that would be much more gentle. Otherwise, it would look far more. It's not that manipulating worries me with the magician, because the magician is a manipulator in his own right. But it's the way that he chooses to manipulate, and so there needs to be that.
Yeah, no, that would work. Yeah, I just don't want to just keep it. I want to show something versus just, you know what I mean? Like I want it to have a meaning what he's doing. So that's why I'm like trying to think of things. But yeah, I like the dragon, but I would like to make him out of fire. You know, like you would have, like, instead of it being like a real dragon with scales, it would be like this.
Oh, you want an elemental? You want a legit elemental?
Well, because you were saying you wanted to incorporate all the elements.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So instead of showing the elements as symbols, why not personify the elements?
Yes, I like it. So you could technically have, like, just work with me here, you could technically have a sphere of fire and air and water and earth
all together
in a pattern of sorts. I don't know what kind of pattern, but I know that I want a pattern. Everything has to have a pattern.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? Like it was actually personifications of this element, and he's working with all four elements, and the four elements are just sort of dancing between his hands in a really nice way. Wouldn't it be great if you could just do something like that card where it was slightly animated and you could just see the whole process?
I wish I could animate it. Honestly, I really wish I could do that. Maybe like a lenticular, you know? You can have a deck that'll, like, you can flip it and it'll just give you a different image. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, well, if we have an egg, then one thing is coming out. But if we don't have an egg and we just have all these elementals kind of moving around within the sphere, each one can have a different. I'll look them up, actually. I know like dragons are fire. There's like they look different.
Yeah, depending on what culture you're pulling from, you could have a fire dragon, a water dragon, an earth dragon, an air dragon. It really does.
They could all have like the same colors. Like they could all, like, each one would have a particular color that is associated with the particular you know, earth, air, fire. They would all have each. Yeah.
You could do that as well. And then, of course, like the tail, the little tail of the dragon could have an an alchemical symbol for earth, air, fire, water. So you could have the triangle, the simple triangle indicating
On the tail?
on the body, on the tail. It doesn't really matter. In my head, I was thinking the devil's tail.
Yeah, like the
You know what I mean?
triangle, the one,
The little triangle.
Yeah. I now I hear you. I know I know what you're saying now. Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
wait for it because I've got a deck here. See, that's the dragon card from the called Animal Spirit by the Wild Unknown. Have you got this one, Anna?
No. I have the Wild Unknown, but I don't have that one.
All right. In which case, I shall show you. There's a beautiful serpent.
I'm trying to be good.
That's just for future reference. That's just a nice image for future reference.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in the memory bank. Where are you, you darling little... Ooh, this is another one for future reference.
Is that a snake? Can you pull it back up?
It feels a little more like an eel, but it's a sea serpent.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Sea serpent. Okay.
I am looking for something specific here. So there's an image of an egg, right? There's also a golden egg. I'm just showing you egg images, basically.
But do we want to still have that in there if we put all four?
I don't think we need an egg. We might not even need an egg at all, depending on how we do it.
Yeah.
So I think you could essentially do you could do an egg and one creature with elemental influences, as though the magician is infusing all four elements into the creature and the creature is bursting out of the egg and doing it that way.
Okay.
Or you could do all four dragons in different colors. Or you could do like that same elemental sphere, that ball, and you could have like the seeds of little seeds of the elemental seeds, for instance, in little symbols. Like you could have them sort of starting to sprout in some way. Either way, capturing a creative energy here. Emphasis on Gandalf the Grey.
I like Gandalf. Gandalf is he's my inspiration. I will work with that. I am going to pull an image off the internet just so I can look at him a little bit before I start sketching it.
Okay. An image of Gandalf?
Yeah.
Well, hang on. I'm going to read out some of these beautiful comments. Okay. There we go. Okay. I can't scroll my feed today. I'm having all sorts of technical difficulties, folks. That would be amazing. A cosmic egg, circle, circle, circles, says Christina D. Oh, sorry, two of ours says circle, circle, circles. Christina D, cosmic egg. Tarot Alchemist, circle, circle, circles. Amy Palmer, the pattern could possibly be like a DNA pattern. Or is that too cliche? I was just thinking of the swirl.
It's not. I did see it done in a deck before. I think I saw somebody else has done that in The Magician. I can't remember who, but I remember seeing
I've seen it in a few. I think that there's an element of it in the Tarot de Sunqua as well. Jesse Murdoch says Gandalf. Yes. Yes. Because yes.
All right, so I'm going to start
the dragon
drawing
concept. So good.
Are we
Go.
good? Can I draw it out? Is that?
Yep, do it.
All right, so I'll try and be quick. I have Gandalf here. I'll look at Gandalf.
All right. So we're going with Gandalf, folks. We're working with the energy of the grey wizard, the wise wizard. And I think that pulling inspiration from that creature, from that character, is particularly igniting and activating because we all have a relationship with our own kind of Gandalf. So whether it be Merlin or the Talisian or Gandalf or any other wizard from any other literary footing, essentially, from any book, you know, Puff the Magic Dragon, a bit drug oriented, I know, but that's all right. But there is a dragon as such a strong mythology throughout the ages, whether you look at Arthurian legend, where you look through the ages where their houses are ruled by dragon or their clans are dragon, there is such a powerful creative aspect of dragon. And to have dragon and wizard together is kind of a really great matchup of power, because I find that dragon energy in its entirety is quite it's androgynous in and of itself because it belongs to no particular element. I like to think of a dragon as more of a fire element, but not because of its elemental aspect, but because it is magic in and of itself. And for me, fire is the other element, and the other element to me is magic. And so I like that. I like to associate the wizard with the dragon in a healthy, creative manner. And who doesn't love Gandalf?
Your sister.
And of course, that's exactly right. My sister doesn't like him.
No, she doesn't want the egg. I just saw that she was like, no to the egg.
No way. Adriana! Whose side are you on? Oh my gosh. Luck McGlints writes, does this make anyone else want to draw or paint? It makes me want to draw or paint, only I can't do either, and therefore I leave it up to the beautiful.
I think my husband just sent me to the printer. Sorry. You're going to hear the printer in the background.
That's all right. That's all right. Next to Gandalf. Oh, yes. And Harry Potter. Harry Potter has his own wizard. What was his name? Oh, I'm faulty on my Harry Potter now. Dumbledore. Thank you. Dumbledore. And so we have these great archetypal wizards. And I love what they become. And I particularly love Gandalf because he dies fighting that mystical fiery beast in the belly of that dwarf hole, essentially. And then he emerges as Gandalf the White. And that is awesome. So there's this, I don't know, there's this elevation of wizardry. I really like Gandalf. He's my favourite. Thank you, folks. Great inspiration for a dream body tonight. Yes, that's fab. I cannot get my tech to work today. Folks, I've upgraded my internet connection, so I'm having, I don't know if that's the reason why I'm having some issues, but it's a thing. It's a thing. That's something different between our last hangout and this hangout.
Sorry. My internet was not doing that great either. I actually had it off, so I lost it for like a day.
Oh no, I can't handle that when that happens. My phone is also down because I've just upgraded it, so it's in SOS mode, so there's no point in anyone trying to call me because it's literally in SOS mode right now until they reconnect, which they say could be about 24 hours. So they're a lying pack of bastards because they told me 3 hours. It's been well over 3 hours. It would be 24 hours at around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm a bit frustrated about that. But it's exciting. Arthurian legend. Yes, Arthurian legend. I've gone to the NBN, Jessie. That's why I'm having like this situation, because I've gone to NBN. So it's a beautiful thing. Yes, Arthurian legend. Arthurian legend. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Did you want to check your email and see if you got those sketches, if they're okay now? And while I'm drawing, you can tell me what you want in terms of.
I've got the full resend. Yes, I got them. I got them.
I just love technology. Like, you can actually send something to somebody instantly.
Yes, I know what you mean. I really like the second one. I think there is so much to the first one that I like as well. I think if we can take the scene essentially from the first one, whack a giant in there, some kind of snake creature, a bone of sorts, a face in the trees there, I can already see that. And in that half and half, we'll have some really good stuff there.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna blend them.
Yeah, I think so. I think 1 and 2 are my favourites of the full 1 and 2. But don't distract yourself from Gandalf. Go for Gandalf.
Okay.
Gandalf.
Gandalf is coming along. He has a very interesting face, so.
Oh, yay!
Hello,
Arwen. How are we? Oh, Tarot Alchemist, I too wish that they could redo the Mists of Avalon movie. It is a 3.5-hour movie, is it not? And I think that if they did that, my life would be somewhat more fulfilled in some way. Oh, my sister's not a fan of Lord of the Rings. I've made her go there with me a number of times, but she couldn't give a fuck, really.
Aw.
Which is beautiful. I know. You're freeze framed. Oh no, that's all right. That's because I'm not actually looking at you.
I am.
There,
I'm not moving because I'm looking down. I'm drawing. So maybe
my live feed up. It was weird. That was really weird. Bye, Melissa. All right. So, just in case anyone was wondering too, we drew the Lovers card. You know, because we were having technical difficulties, and the Lovers was a great little omen for, you know, co-creation, mutual respect and development, amicability. Oh, hello. These are for me, not for you. I'm not the foxy. I'm a daughter of cup. So that's my 3-card draw for today. In case anyone was wondering. I'm attempting to fall in love with the Wild Unknown. I think most people know how I feel about this deck. It is incredibly saturated. I like it though. I really like it a lot. From the animal spirit. Ooh. I'm really loving working with the Earthbound Oracle. So let's just pull a card from the Earthbound Oracle and see where we're sitting. And then we might smudge. I don't know. It's wonderful. It's really wonderful to be able to work with such a powerful archetype like the wizard. I wish more people referred to themselves as wizards, more older men. In fact, if my father grew his beard any longer, he has a very white beard. If he grew his beard any longer, I would call him a wizard. He's amazing.
Okay, I'm almost done.
We have the card of protect. So lock your windows, lock your doors. Maybe it's talking to me, as in, what's your intellectual property? I just realized something. And a missing crystal. All right. How are you going out? The concept of the wizard. Then let's go to let's go to the Magician in the Druidcraft, right? The Magician card in the Druidcraft. It's a bit brighter. So the key words for the Magician in the Druidcraft are creativity, inspiration, direction, willpower, life force, flow, first steps, and empowerment. I do believe that should our vision manifest itself, it will be all-encompassing of those keywords, and that is just pure accident because, of course, every tarot book you look in, the keywords are moderately different. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay, let's read a little bit about this. It is high summer, the time for action, for decision-making, for working in the world. All of those things apply. The Magician knows the secrets of creation. Boom, lock that in. He knows how to open himself to the two aspects of the divine creative energy known to Druids as Avalon, and a Gaelic word that I cannot pronounce. Inspiration and life force. Boom. We've got Magical Wizard with his creative Avalon force ball, side ball thing in the middle. Mastery over the elements. Creative power, all encompassing, right? We're in lead here. And he knows how to let these forces flow through him into the world, directed by his consciousness and his will. Tick and tick and.
All right. Let me know when you want me to show you.
I want you to show it to me because I could keep going here and people do not want to listen to my tarot.
Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. So it's rough. It's very rough. I have to actually sit down and analyze his face. But, all right. So that would be Gandalf. And then he's holding, this is like the frame, right? So
yes.
We have an egg. And I actually drew it kind of cracked so that the elemental's kind of coming through.
Yeah.
And then you have like this kind of dragon forming out of it. He's holding it with one hand at the top and one hand at the bottom. And everything behind would be dark. So the background would be dark, right? So he would be in light. Right, because you wear like all these light color garbs, right? It could be like a bluish, light blue. We can make him look like, use the colors. Gonna go, I would like to make him glow in a sense, but like an inner glow. But I have to see how it goes with the
I
fire.
think
If we're using only
he needs to be labradorite colored. You know, with a little
like the spirits from the.
Yes, but a little bit more grey with just little flourishes of that bluey green.
So gray. I'm writing it down.
Yes, a little bit grey, but not like angry concrete grey, like labradorite grey.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever labradorite grey is, that grey.
But
so
the background would be, you know, dark. So I'm just gonna go do some.
I would like his eyes to be a vivid green. There's something mischievous about a green-eyed creature. I'm just looking around at some at inspiration here. Too bad I've got my autumn set up right now.
So, yeah, so he'll pop, right?
He'll pop. Yeah.
I'm writing down green eyes. In terms of, yeah, so we decided that we're gonna go with him. I don't think there's any issues in terms of copyright of the image, right? In terms of his face, we can use that. I've seen people do a deck with Gandalf. I don't think that I'd get, you know.
Oh, well, it doesn't have to look exactly like him. I think he just has to pull his essence in, you know?
Uh-huh.
So the typical, Gandalf to me is the typical wizard. He's the typical dark, long, grey, white hair, the hat.
I was actually looking for a statue of him. I was looking for a statue of him because I think he's like the perfect depiction of like the all father kind of.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Odin in him in his like older face. In his I like that. I'm looking for wizard. I just had a mind. I just had it. Yeah. Never you mind. Wizard mythology. What about Merlin? How about Merlin? I'll Google Merlin.
He looks like Gandalf.
It looks like Gandalf, I bet you. See? See?
Yeah.
It's a traditional wizard. Oh, look, Gandalf's right next to him. It's Gandalf.
No, I get what I get what you're going for. I get what you're going for, and I think that I can and he'll look. I'm good with old people, drawing old people. I've been doing a lot of drawings of old people lately. My mom's actually wondering what's going on with me, but I think I can. It'll work out. The only thing is that we need to decide whether we're just if we are putting in this egg, what kind of egg is it? Is it a solid egg? Is it a transparent egg? Is it an egg full of energy? You know what I mean? Like, is it a solid? If it's a solid, then you're implying that would be the earth element, I guess, coming into play.
I don't know if it should be 100% solid. I think it should be a little bit transparent. You wouldn't imagine. I don't know. That's a question.
Yeah, just think about that. You know, I mean, we can have the shape of an egg. That's not a problem, but the question is, what exactly is he doing with the egg, right? Is he creating these elements out of is he creating the elementals out of the egg? If he is, then maybe the egg can be all elements together. Like we can make almost like an energetic blue, yellow, red egg kind of thing.
Yes, I like that. I like the melding of colors. I think if it's moderately transparent with just that, like the color is actually moving through in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Like almost like I'm seeing it like colored smoke. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Yeah. Like colored smoke.
Smoke.
It's the closest I can come up. So like colored smoke, shape of an egg, and these things are kind of coming in. You can see them in and you can see them out, kind of coming out.
Can you add a sparkle in there? Can you make it just a little, like, can you make the energy just a little sparkly? Like, imagine the colored smoke, sort of, the elemental colors of the smoke moving and churning. There's the cracking, the release of the dragon, so to speak. But just a little twinkle, just a little sparkle, something that really shows that there's a lot of energy, like right there in the center.
Okay. Yeah, that should not be a problem. Sparkles.
Oh, Nikki says I'm just looking at, oh my gosh, my feed is not working.
I can read them. I can go down. Hold on. All right, I'm going to go all the way up. Okay, so. Everybody's looking for elaborate.
Nikki's doing something interesting. She has said, instead of an egg showing the dragon, make it smoke and sparkles that is birthing the dragon from his power. Not a bad idea.
Showing the dragon, make it smoke and sparkle that is birthing the dragon. Yeah, that would work. And I think somebody else said something similar above, like a tornado.
Elemental swirl. My sister's still going no egg.
Okay.
Soren says a Gandalf plus like a Gandalf and Odin mix. Oh, it's just the all-fatherly aspect, Soren, not necessarily merge them together, but there's an all-father aspect to Odin, and then Gandalf is like the primordial grandfather, essentially. You want to hold the elements. Erica Alice says, if you want him to hold the elements, it could be something like Ung's elemental tornado from Avatar. That's right. Elemental Avatar. That's from the movie The Avatar. I'm
I
familiar.
have to write that down. I don't think I've seen it.
Your kids haven't seen The Avatar?
I have, but not the kids.
Instead of an egg showing the okay, I've read that one. Yes, Nikki. Oh, that's a possibility as well.
Like that, yeah. Somebody said tornado. I'm going up to see.
An elemental tornado, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we can, I mean, I think that once it becomes like this energy, the shape is kind of becoming irrelevant at one point. I mean, it'll just be like either a circle or a tornado or something. You know, it is forming it. It's going to be.
I do like a spherical circle. Like, I don't like a perfect circle, but I do like the energy moving in a circular form, because for me the circle is creation. Like, the symbol of the circle is creation. It's also the symbol of spirit. It's also the symbol of continuity. It's also the symbol of everything, right?
Yeah.
The world.
Yeah. Did you still want to put in the elemental symbols in there?
No, not necessarily. Not unless there's opportunity to. Like, you know, they can either be there or not. But I'm more interested in having them represented in some form, whether it be represented in color, represented in, you know, in a figure of some description, represented in a, you know, just represented, really. I think color would work beautifully, and I think the element of dragon coming out of it is the amalgamation of all colors. So dragon to me is so representative of any one of those energies. So can the dragon be breathing a bit of fire?
He will be, one foot will be dipped in water, another one will be on the egg, and one will be breathing fire. We'll just put it all there.
Just make it a mess. Just make it a mess. Because in this case, though, to be specific, in this case, if he was breathing fire, then you could have it liquid water, you could have some form of air, and you could have earth around him, and he could be breathing the fire. So that would be the creation of fire. Or you could just simply have those colors. Oh, this is getting complicated in my mind. It seemed so simple when I first said it. But I do have okay, here's my little thunder egg, right? And then, like, see how it's a bit, like, it's droopy on the inside.
Yeah.
But imagine that could be erupting a beautiful dragon out of it, and the egg itself could be of coloured representations. Isn't that beautiful, though?
Yeah.
FYI. That's stone, right? So that could be stone. Then you have the dragon. Then you have the fire.
You know what? Why don't I just do two sketches? I'll do one where he's holding, where it's more of a, you know, swirl and energetic thing, and one where the egg would be seen as more of a solid aspect of it, and see what it looks like.
I like it. Yeah. I like it because
tell unless
I'm
you see it, you
seeing
know?
it so many different types in my head now. Because if the egg is solid, then it's representative of matter, i.e., Earth. Boom, we've got Earth. If the dragon's breathing fire, fire. Boom, got fire. Don't know how you would do necessarily the air, but then the blue swirl could easily be water, which is the conduit to the divine, in which case then you've got the water, but then you have to put bubbles in the water, and then that would be air, and everything is going to
Oh. But he could be holding a cup.
he could be drunk. He could be drunk. Let's face it, at this point, even he wants a drink.
Oh, Nikki, she's like, I'm typing like I'm part of the process. LOL. You are.
You absolutely are. You are.
We are. We're reading through everything. You're sparking inspiration too. That's the more ideas, the better. I'm gonna get stuck.
Edie says that if you can depict the wings, and the wings of the dragon could technically be air.
Okay. You mean like I see. Okay, so what would the body be like? I'm thinking in terms of color, okay? So I'm more like, I'm trying envisioning it with color.
I think he would have to be green.
So he's green. All right, so he's green.
He's scaly green. He's green. Gandalf's eyes are green.
Yeah.
So you've got your two green things there.
Yes.
That would be the predominant color, I think. If that were the case, that with the two greens, there could be no more green used in that regard.
Okay. And then the wings would be blue, and then the fire could come out of the mouth would be red.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
I think if you could accentuate blue on obviously if the dragon's green, then if you could have it accentuated, like the wings accentuated with blue tips, and then fade into the green or something like that, so that it's not like wings are blue, body green kind of business. I don't know how to art. I don't know how to explain things. Right. I think that I can't think of anything more. I just think that that's a beautiful up close, almost like Ciro Marchetti's what's his hermit card? Have you seen that hermit card up close?
No, I'm gonna look for it. All right.
You know.
Ah, I found it.
You found it because it's pretty prominent.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, like that. But
so he's got that's his hermit card, right? I'll have to look at it again. It's been a while.
He's holding like a staff with a blue stone.
The divine. Yeah, so he's got a hell of it's a hell of a depiction here because he's got quite a bit. But you know what I mean? He's gone for something here. That's one of my favourite depictions of the hermit too, by the way, in case nobody else has seen it. He does a legendary job there.
It's
He
cool.
included all the elements.
I love you can see the mountains through him.
Yeah, there's that little something or other. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of a mountainous landscape? I'm joking. We're not going to the mountains. We're creating. He's a magician. It's very easy to get sucked into the energy of the hermit, I think, because the hermit calls to us all, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go there.
I want to go there with my bottle of wine. As soon as it is a nice, comfortable o'clock, I might have myself a port. Right. What have we got?
Okay. I will do that. Did you want to go over the chain, or do you want to? We can do that offline if you want. The merging of the full elements.
We can do that. I don't think there's too much to merge though, because both of those images were very they're very comparable one to the other. Like the world of the first card, it's absolutely astounding.
Yeah, this one. Okay, this one.
The world there is absolutely beautiful. So if we could put that world in half of the picture, and then have
her going into it.
I do like the size. Excuse me. I do like the size of the woman and the fact that you can see her elongated gown.
In this one?
No, in the, I think it was in the third one. The third woman.
So you want to mix that one with this one, correct? Am I like?
I like her as the gown. Yeah, there's a little something between that. I think those two would be great.
We'll merge these two together, right? Wait, am I holding the right one? Yeah. Merge these two together.
Yeah. And still create that vertical. Like, I like the vertical idea rather than the horizontal. So the vertical looks a little bit better. And I think that you can get a better perspective with the vertical as well.
Well, if I do it this way, if I keep it this way where you can kind of see, I can incorporate the, give the tree a personality, have him have like a, and then have the world. Or see, the problem is this is a shot that's in the, you can actually see the face of the tree. I think that in order to see half and half, you'd have to have this, you know what I mean? Like you'd have to have this shot. So maybe I can flip the tree around, if that makes any sense. So I can flip the tree.
So you don't. No, I actually really like that third one because you can actually see the person. You can see the whole person in that one, and you can also see the transition, like the transition again with that spherical thing that I've got going on in my mind. That sphere in the tree is actually really good. I think with the full vertical and the full horizontal, you're seeing much too much. There's no element of mystery there. There's only an element of it's almost like if you leave it as half and half, then you're saying that the fool is essentially crazy because he lives in two worlds, right? And that is one definition of the fool, like foolhardy, foolish, doggone fool. There is a lot to do with that. But here I would like to emphasize wisdom and the seeker, the spirit in search of experience aspect of the fool. And so to have that fool, in a much more controlled, I think, scenario rather than some crazy circus character about to jump off a cliff.
Can you see what I just added? If I add give him the tree, like a personality here, and then have some of the elements peeking in behind the tree.
Just hold the image up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. You see it?
Yep.
All right. So you can see if I put a couple of these mystical creatures behind the tree, and have give the tree a facial kind of personality kind of going through on the side of it.
Yes, and I just got a real urge to add one detail.
What's that?
A spider in a spider web.
Ooh, okay, I like that. I can put that
on the weaver energy, the spider woman energy. So I'm a big advocate for the web of life, the web of magic, the web of creation. And
what if we add in here?
Yes, exactly there. A beautiful big web. Yes.
Okay.
That makes me really happy.
But do you want me to bring in some of the flower elements? Like I had some creatures with the flower elements here.
Yeah, I really like those big flowers, sort of the tulip lily kind of. I'm not great with flower identification. I like the flower aspect. I like the butterfly. I like the larger flower, the smaller flower. I like critters. A bit of natural world aspect.
I can bring in some of those flowers, like the huge ones, but I would suggest putting them on the side instead of in the front, because the side would be part of this tree world thing. If I put it here, mostly in her world, so maybe like incorporate it to the side, kind of.
And some mushrooms, please, and some mushrooms.
No, I actually had mushrooms. I drew some mushrooms. I had some mushrooms. I had like these huge mushrooms, kind of like Alice in Wonderland, but I think I erased them.
Oh, it doesn't have to be big. They can just be little mushrooms towards like the end, just sort of littering the bottom of the tree aspect.
At the bottom of the tree?
Yeah, the bottom of the tree, you know, sort of more where she's sitting or standing, I should say. Yeah, like just there, yeah, just around the edge. And in that regard, then you could have the circle, the world, still that cosmic look that we were originally talking about in there.
Yeah.
But have that nebulous. Yeah, right. I like that. So if we have that natural world aspect from the outside of the tree, and as she's reaching, looking in, then you've got that cosmic nebulous thing going on.
Yeah, I'll put that. I'll put that in there. But I still want to keep it dark in the back, like you'll be able to see the little fairies and stuff. And I might do well, you do watercolor, right? So you've done some watercolor, and you know what happens when you erase, like if you paint something really dark, right? And then you take like a Q-tip and you erase some of the darkness, you get that kind of glowy effect, like a little glow.
You do, yeah.
Okay.
You do.
So I was thinking of maybe putting that in the back, you know, where this fade kind of is happening in the back. So having like little snippets of kind of this other worldly thing in the.
I like it. Yeah, I like that little immersion of color and almost grayscale as well. Like, so there's a lot of, it doesn't necessarily need to be grayscale, you know what I mean, but just muted colors, and really that concentration of color to be in that very center where it's all vibrant color, and it could illuminate her. It could illuminate her a little bit, you know, because she's standing right there, so it's sort of drawing her in, and because the spider can be black, and then everything else could even be shadowed, you know, the little color sort of. A little color here and there.
A lot of browns. You're gonna have a lot of like a dark brown. The tree, it will be like this kind of oaky looking dark brown, you know, earthy. I might put some vines kind of coming through it, like a little bit of like dark green through it. Maybe some mossy stuff going at the bottom of the roots.
Moss, yes, moss.
I love moss. I was this close on putting moss in my yard. Like putting it on the rocks and that, yeah. That one got vetoed. So my dream will come true. I will have a mossy house. But yeah, I can put that in. What else? So okay, so I like the spider idea. It's almost like he's watching over there.
Yeah, I like it. Spiders are really important for me. Really important for me. Just looking up at all my spiders. And yes, I have all my spiders. I love spider. I like to catch spider. I like spider webs. I like to use them. And I have a particular fondness for the idea of the web of creation, the web of magic, the karmic web, you know, the ancestral web. Everything for me is very web oriented. And I think that if you just pluck a strand of that web, then you ricochet. Like that action ricochets, you know, to that line. So forward and backwards in time. So that to me is a really great visual, and that's how I work elementally. And also, yes, Ariane Rod, who I'm working with at the moment. Hang on, I'm going to show you something. Give me a second. So for autumn, I work with Ariane Rod. So this is my Ariane Rod spider web creation.
That's cool.
And so she's a weaving done with intention, obviously. There's actually a spider attracted in here. There's a little spider. An actual little tiny spider. Just there.
On its own, or did you put him in there?
No, it climbed in on its own. They love me. So that's my Ariane Rod spider web creation, and I love it. I love that concept, and I love it because she's the, you know, she fashions or she ferries people to the afterlife. She's also linked to reincarnation. And so for that reason alone, her mythology and the fool and the idea of the fool, they actually work really well hand in hand, because she, you know, she's the castle in the sky, and you know, she's got that cyclical, it's the wheel. For her, it's the wheel, right? The symbol of the wheel.
Avalon, they can't see you anymore.
Oh. Really? Can you see me?
No, they can't see. I can see you, but I don't think they can see you.
Oh, sorry. There. Can you see me? Is it?
No, they cannot see you. They can't see your video.
That's really weird. Hang on, I'm just going to check my connection.
Now they can. Yes, now we can. Okay, so now they can see you. Maybe
Okay,
it was
right.
like a glitch in the web.
In the
Glitch in the
matrix.
web.
Perfect, beautiful. Alrighty, alrighty. Red hot, red hot. We're doing good for time. Now you can. I can now. Woo! Excellent, exciting. So, webs injected, mushrooms injected, you know, more shadowed creatures, not necessarily black and white, because I do think that the fool needs to have some element of color to it, but I want that prominence of color to be right there with that circle.
Yeah, no, I'm going to color them. I'm going to color them. I'm going to give them a color. I'm not going to probably make them as bright, but they'll be visible, because they'll be like the light from the tree is going to illuminate them.
Exactly. 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 Perfect. Perfect. I love it. All right.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we have the magician with or without egg.
Yes.
But at least we have the face of the magician and
Yes,
a very prominent, beautiful, you know, up close kind of face, great hands, that kind of business. Like that's really important. And whatever is in the middle there, we know it's going to be a dragon tail. I like that initial drawing that you penned out. Love the tail sort of coming out there. And
I want to look at some dragons. I need to look at some mythical dragons, and then try and get them to like simplify them in more of a fiery thing, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay.
And Anna's saying no egg.
Fuck off, Adria.
Maybe we'll just make a card for her without the egg. We'll just have one with an egg and one without an egg.
You won't accept it because it's got Gandalf in it. She already hates Gandalf. She's like, if I have to put up with Gandalf, then no egg.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's call that a session. That's 2 cards and plus 1 reveal. So I think that we've accomplished a lot. Plus we were a little bit late kicking off. So yeah, I think we're good to go. Does anybody have any questions before we head off? Because if not, if you do, capitals, please, so that I can discern. What about a snake on a branch? Amy Palmer, snake on a branch. I love snakes. But snakes are far too linked to Lilith and the concept of the apple tree and Eden, and no, I don't want to draw into that mythology. I can't look at anything without thinking of the gods and mythology. So it's not just a snake. It's the representation of Lilith. And that is how my mind works. It's exhausting being me.
Nikki wants to see the death card one more time because she missed it. Okay, sure. Hold on. Grab the death. I'm grabbing death. Okay.
There we go. Beautiful.
And Avalon, you already have it in a template, so now you can post it.
Yay! I'll post it up on my page.
There.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna just go a little
flat. uprooting occurring.
Yep.
Yeah, everything.
Symbols.
Yes, yes. That's a hell yes. So we have our death card. We have the start of our Fool card. We also have the start of our Magician card. So we're well on our way, folks. And so I'm going to be listing it on Etsy, you know, very, very soon. So just keep it. I'll put a little blast out when that's about to happen, and so you can all be in the know. And that'll just be on my Facebook page. Because I've got to tell you, I have received messages on my email, messages on my YouTube channel, messages on both of my Facebook pages. I cannot keep up with the number of messages that I'm getting to be put on the pre-order list. So the pre-order list is now going to be my Facebook page, my private Facebook page, my Avalon Cameron Facebook page. When I put the burst out there, I'm going to leave it all for you. It's going to be a non-shareable thing, and you guys will be like, oh my God, it's happening.
And you have like were you able to see the videos, the videos on the Dropbox?
On the Dropbox? No, not yet.
Okay.
I think that's more to do with me, though. It's got nothing to do with you. It's me and Dropbox. We have not made friends. We're not friends yet.
It's just such a big file. I can't send it to you. It's huge.
No, that's fine. I will endeavour to work on that for sure. And I will have it. I will do it. And one day I will say, yes, I know how to use Dropbox. Because
Amy Palmer has a question.
Oh, yes, it is. Is it a mages only deck? No, it's not. We do have the Eight of Swords, and we also have the Queen of Wands also done. So that's a beautiful thing. So we have two. We've got a court. We've also got a miners card, and that is, they're all on display on my Facebook page. I've actually got all of them in my Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot album on Facebook. That's my own private album, and so I'm going to be adding to it. You can use Google Drive.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to look. Don't introduce something else to me. I'm working on Dropbox right now. I can't be distracted like that. This is difficult for me, okay? I'm not that person. I do have a question. I wasn't able to give my name the last time you took the names down for the pre-order list. Will I be able to get on the list, or did I miss it? No, I don't even know where I put that list. I don't even have my book here. I will have it. You just friend request me on Facebook, and I'll add you to that particular list. Let me know if you need help. Google Drive is way easier. Thank you, Edie. I believe you. But everyone seems to have Dropbox, and so you're not the first person, Anna, to say, I'm just going to send you something via Dropbox. I'm just like, I don't know how to use it.
You don't need to do anything. You just click on the link that I sent you, and you download the files.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's all.
I'm not showing anymore, so my screen's flipping again. This has got to be my tech. All right, guys, we're gonna clear it up now. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you for becoming part of our process. Thank you so much for all of your suggestions, for your engagement. We have thoroughly appreciated having you here, and we will let you know well and truly ahead of time when our next gathering will be. So,
yes. Thank you, guys. Thanks for all the suggestions.
Many blessings. We will talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.